Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Family Man Agent YouTube page. I'm your host, Brent Bouchon, and today specifically, we're going to dive into what's happening in the Central Florida real estate market as of February of 2025. It's the 27th of February, Thursday. One day left to make it the month you want. Let me tell you, there is a lot to unpack this month. Now, whether you're a buyer or a seller or just curious about the housing scene, stick around for the next 4 minutes and we'll break it all down. Let's go ahead and get started with the actual big picture, right? Central Florida's real estate market. It's been a crazy ride over the last few years, and this month is no exception at all. One thing that's really standing out is the inventory that's out there, right? Home sales are piling up. Data from the Orlando Realtor Association is saying that we've got about 11,600 active listings as of late last year. And some of the posts that we're seeing on social media are suggesting that numbers climbed even higher, maybe pushing us as high as a little over 7.5 months of supply. That's a huge shift, right? So for context, 6 months is considered to be a balanced market. So we're officially kind of tipping into buyer territory. What does that mean? Well, if you're a buyer, you've got more options than you've had in years, right? While condo prices have spiked a little over 20% in mid-February, according to a market snapshot, single-family home sales are actually down a bit. More homes have come on the market, and that means less competition for buyers. Maybe even some price reductions depending on the seller. And that's something that we're actually already seeing, whether it's outright or with the strong negotiating skills that we have here with the Armstrong Family Group, my team. Sellers, you got to get creative. It's time to get creative, not only with price, but other ways to stand out in the very growing crowd of buyers. Good news, though, you can always do that with the Armstrong Family Group. So reach out to us whenever you're ready. Now, let's zoom in on what's driving this. Central Florida's population has not stopped growing. Think about theme park jobs, tech hubs, older folks that are just retiring and heading to the Sunshine State. But the market's cooling off from the post-pandemic frenzy, for sure. Interest rates are another big factor. After the Fed cut rates 3 times last year, we're still kind of hovering around that 6 to 7% mark, which is keeping certain buyers very cautious. That said, with more inventory, homes are sitting longer. Think, 50 to 70 days on average compared to the put a sign in the yard and kiss your house goodbye tomorrow. Those sales of a couple of years ago are done, right? So what's hot in the area right now? That's the question I get from most people coming to town. Neighborhoods like Lake Nona, Winter Garden, still very much buzzing. Think about modern amenities, new construction, great schools. But here's a twist. Vacation rentals near Disney are flooding the market. Some folks on social media that we've been looking at say that there's a heavy Airbnb host ebb and flow bailing based on the market. That's creating an inventory spike. Now, on the flip side, the really well-kept homes and the desirable spots are still moving very fast, especially if they've got upgrades like pools or big lots. So price-wise, the median home price is hanging around the $395,000 to $400,000 mark. It's up a little bit from last year, but it's not skyrocketing like it was a few years back. Condos are kind of a wild card. Those big gains might tempt investors, but single-family homes are really where the stability is at. And with nearly 20% of the listings predicted to see price cuts this year, buyers could very well snag some of the deals if they play their cards right. Fair enough? So, looking ahead, experts are predicting that 2025 is going to be a pretty balanced year in Orlando. Realtor.com ranked us in the top 10 as the fastest growing markets in the nation. And they also project about a 15% jump in sales, but a 12% increase in prices over the course of the year. But with inventory climbing, it's not all seller's paradise anymore, right? Buyers are back and they've got bargaining power. So sellers, my advice, price competitively, highlight what makes your place special. Those unique features are absolute gold right now. And one last thing, keep an eye on the economy, right? Job growth in healthcare, tech, and tourism is still very strong, and that's fueling demand. But if rates do drop again, or if insurance costs keep climbing, that could shake things up. Orlando is a very dynamic market, folks, and it's always full of surprises. That's about it for now. We'll come back again next month and do this all over again. If you enjoyed this, please drop a like, share it with a friend, or let me know how I can be of service to you with me and my team. We've got comments here. We're very easy to get a hold of, and we look forward to being available to you for the resources that we can provide. I'd also encourage you to reach out to ORA, the Orlando Regional Realtor Association, or just stick with me. Until next time, keep exploring the city beautiful and we'll look forward to seeing you next month.